Come on, baby, you got it, you got it.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Catching Up with the Catrons. This is episode number 7.
Yeah, number 7. It's exciting.
Yep,
We've been doing this 7 weeks. It's crazy. But we're almost out of quarantine, right?
we're almost. We're opening up today a little bit in Marion County. We'll talk about that.
Right. So yeah, on today's episode, we're going to do a little bit of a chat about Carb Day, which is what we would be doing right about now. Talk about the market, seeing what's going on with that. We're going to do a little bit of a business section, and then I'm talking about music and sports. Got some things going on there. And then, as always, we're going to end it with some epic house fails.
Oh yeah.
Stay tuned for next week because we are going to have a great friend of ours, master electrician, Mike Allen's going to get on and talk to us next week about what's going on in their industry. And so that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. You know, it's almost 12:45. It's supposed to be Carb Day, but it's not because we got everything pushed back. So normally I'd probably be about 3 beers in. Shirt would be coming off as if the sun was out, and getting my Carb Day on, man. It's a weird feeling. You know, you and I have been going to Carb Day since we were 8 years old.
Yeah.
So
I don't remember I didn't wake up on Carb Day before the sun. I mean, I woke up in the morning, I felt like I should be packing up my cooler and getting my sunscreen.
Anna tells everybody, like, Adam is horrible in the morning. He's like not a morning person. Don't talk to him. But if it's Carb Day and I'm going to the racetrack, like I'm up, Adam out the door, super pumped, smile on my face. So yeah, man, today would normally be Carb Day. With this whole quarantine, you know, everything's getting pushed back. It doesn't really feel like May. You know, I'm actually kind of surprised that there's not more race flags out.
Yeah, me too.
You know, trying to keep with the tradition. So for you guys that aren't familiar with Indianapolis tradition, this is the month of May. And the month of May in Indianapolis it's all about racing. It's all about the IMS, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and everything that's going on with IndyCar. You know, kind of the tradition is you get your race flag out. You put your checkered flag out. You get the wing and wheel going. I think there's a lot of people that aren't sticking their flag out because, you know, there's no race month. But I got my flag out.
And it actually kind of helps. You know, when I look over and see the flag up there hanging, it makes it seem a little bit more like May. But yeah. I mean, I think right now we'd be walking over, getting ready for the pit stop challenge. I think that's right
so,
about now.
We definitely, this is about the time we'd be working our way over to Gasoline Alley and hitting the pit stop challenge and all that stuff. So, you know, Carb Day, I don't know if everybody out there realizes what actually Carb Day is, but Carb Day is actually referred to as Carburation Day. And Carburation Day basically started as this is the last practice for people to be able to get their cars tuned up, ready to go. The term Carburation Day comes from this is the last practice day where you could tune your carburetor to really get it ready for that race. You know, we don't really have carburetors on Indy cars anymore, so we're sticking to that tradition that people still call it Carburation Day. For short, they call it Carb Day. And I had a couple little stats in here about Carb Day. So Carburation Day, basically, it was shortened to Carb Day in 2000. That's when everybody started calling it the Carb Day. And this was back in 1963. This is where this term came from. And you mentioned the pit stop challenge. That pit stop challenge started in 1977.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
That's crazy.
I think I was just missing the pit stop challenge all those years because I was in the snake pit kind of thing. You know, another cool thing that they added to it is the Indy Lights Freedom 100. And they moved that to Carb Day in 2005. And it's a cool thing to see. You know, you get out there on Carb Day, you're listening to the cars running. It's their last day to practice. So they're being a little cautious. They don't want to wreck their car before the race. So, you know, you go out to the track, you want to see racing, right? Yeah. Well, the Indy Lights Freedom 100 has been an awesome race the last couple of years. I know you and I have kind of made a point to stop and watch it for a little bit. It's not the big boys. It's the younger guys that are coming up with the smaller cars, but still awesome race. You know, another cool thing about Carb Day is the concerts. Yeah. They've been kind of an epic part of wrapping up the day at the track. And there's been some great concerts that we've seen. You know, over the years, we've gotten to see ZZ Top.
Yeah.
I remember the Black Crowes concert that year. I think that was the first time I took my wife out to the racetrack. We saw Black Crowes. Journey, that was an epic, who's a Schoen, Michael Schoen, the guitar player?
Yeah.
Ripped it up. And probably the best concert memory that I have at the racetrack by far was the year that Leonard Skinner played.
Yeah, that was a good one. I remember seeing George Clinton one year. Wasn't on the big stage, but he played.
That's right, yeah.
Early in the day.
Yeah.
Over by Gasoline Alley.
In the plaza.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Oh, man. That was, you know, like the band jammed for like 4 or 5 tunes before he ever came out. Yeah. I think he only, you know, he did all the classic hits and then snuck off the stage kind of thing. But, you know, Seth and I have a ton of. I don't know.
Doug Bowles, the president of IMS, he's been doing like some live Facebook stuff. And this morning I saw one where he had some of the artists from past concerts on there, just kind of talking about Carb Day and then everybody's experiences. But they're doing actually some virtual Carb Day stuff.
Really?
So if you get on the IMS website, IndianapolisMotorspeedway.com, they've got a bunch of stuff scheduled throughout the day. So a lot of it is there's going to be some radio stations playing old live cuts from the old concerts. So 107.5, Q95, I think 99.5 is going to be, they're all playing stuff from old past concerts. There's somebody's doing they're showing some pit stop challenges from the past.
Cool.
Which is going to be cool. It doesn't really say on here when they're going to be showing it. It just says, stay tuned to the IMS social needs. So
it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you and I have so many awesome memories hanging out at the track. I remember the first year that we ever went out to the track, you know, Dad said, boys, acted like we were in trouble or something. You know, boys, you're not going to school today. Go ahead and get dressed, and we're heading out the house here pretty soon. We're like, what the hell's going on? And Dad had a cooler, and we were like, what is this? No fishing poles? Like, where are we going?
Yeah.
You know, and Dad felt like we were old enough to go experience the racetrack. It was the first time I ever got to see real boobs in person at the racetrack. You know, I think we can talk. We don't have our HGTV show yet, so we could be a little loose. So many awesome first memories. First boobs that I ever saw. I think probably the first time I ever drank beer, you know, out of a beer can sort of deal. So many awesome memories. But what would you say is some of your best memories of Carb Day?
Man, I don't know. It's just, for me, I just kind of get lost in the moment every time I go there. I mean, honestly, like a lot of them have just kind of blended together over the years, partly probably because of the drinking, but and a lot of it, I mean, we spend, you know,
all day
in the sun. I know it's like the years we do go to the race or have been to the race, it takes us a good long Saturday to kind of like recover just from walking around. I mean, we probably walk miles and miles. Who knows how far we walk when we go to Carb Day. But just all the awesome concerts, all the friends hanging out over the years.
Do you remember the Mud Patrol?
Oh, yeah. That was probably one of my fondest memories. Is
one of the earlier ones, too, where, you know, it was like a rainy day. And this is when This, for you guys that aren't familiar with the racetrack, the snake pit has always been like kind of the wild party. And there for a few years, it was so wild that they basically shut it down and said, all right, guys, no more snake pit. We got to try to make this a family event sort of thing, which
Everybody's
is
just
kind of
taking their
crazy.
clothes off and
Yeah, but
covering
before that, back in
themselves in
the,
mud and
yeah, 10, 15, 20 years ago, people would be running around naked, rolling around in the mud. You know, so the mud patrol was a group of people that would just cover themselves in mud on a rainy day and just walk around topless and have a good old time. So
remember the year where some dude climbed up on the porta johns and ran across.
oh yeah, I took Anna to Carb Day once, and this is when they kind of reopened up the snake pit, which is now in turn 3. And we go over to the party and we're kind of walking around, and Anna had to use the bathroom. And there was a freaking line like around the building for the girls' bathroom. Somehow Anna gets in there and she's going to the bathroom, and some girl skips line and like takes a stall in front of this other girl. And it like turned into a freaking Jerry Springer show. Like, oh, hell no. Girls are dumping beers over the top of the stall onto this girl. Like, oh, hell no. I think that was one of Anna's first experiences at the track with me.
It's wild, man. It's the biggest party that you could possibly go to.
You know, we have our traditions within this tradition of Carb Day. So, you know, Coors Light, beef jerky combos.
Yeah.
That's it for the cooler.
Yeah.
No more. Well,
Red Bull.
Red Bull. I have snuck vodka and bourbon. Yeah. Sometimes it's a little bit more than that.
I always have a gas station sandwich. I don't know why. You get a classic like ham salad sandwich from the gas station. It's terrible, but it fits in the cooler well.
Well, then, you know, our latest tradition, it's been running for a few years, is to go find the twins.
Yeah.
So good friends of ours, we pretty much go to the Carb Day with them. Chris and Jamie Bouchong, shout out to you guys.
Yeah.
We've been hooking up with them at Carb Day, and Jamie's mom and her aunt are twins. And so Seth and I make it a point to always go down, find them, say hi to them, hang out, drink a couple beers. And
the best Jello shots.
And they always have the best Jello shots. And I remember one year, Pizza King was going around taking pictures of people and putting them on their social media. And they took a picture of you, me, and them, and it like almost went viral. It was like the Pizza King twins. And so that was kind of cool. I remember, I think this was maybe a year or two ago. Do you remember? I mean, pit row or gasoline alley, pit row is just jam packed, partying. Everybody's having a good time. Sun's out, beach balls, all that. And Ric Flair. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Ric Flair came out and started walking down gasoline alley. And just imagine, you know, 20, 30,000 people. Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! Like Ric Flairing it up. Oh my God, that was crazy. Remember Doug Bowles last year came in?
Last year, yeah. Doug Bowles came up and did a Jello shot. That was awesome.
He had a bag of Jello shots and was tossing them up into the crowd. And it was like a super hot day. Everybody's sweating. And he's sitting there looking as cool as can be. And the guy next to me goes, look at that guy. He's not even sweating. And I go, yeah, if you can afford the kind of suit that he's wearing right now, you wouldn't be sweating at all. Those things are like cool you down kind of suits.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it sounds like
yeah. I'm missing Carb Day. I'm missing Carb Day today. I'm gonna watch some old races and some old Carb Day stuff. Get on the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. You'll probably be seeing this after the Carb Day stuff that they're showing, but it'll still be on there. Get on the website, check it out. But you know, I think we're still gonna have some fun this weekend.
Yeah, we'll still have some fun this weekend.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let's get caught up on the real estate market.
Let's do it.
Okay. So instead of these boring old stats, we're going to continue with the real estate game show of the week. I don't know. We're going to come up with a cool name for that.
Yeah.
So we're going to turn this into a game show. And our contestant today, please welcome Seth. Are you ready to play?
Let's do this.
All right, Seth. You're our number one contestant here today. So we've got 5 questions for you. A couple are going to be true and false. A couple are going to be multiple choice.
Okay.
Okay. And then at the end, we're going to do a little Price is Right sort of guess. But first, True or false? Are the new active listings, the new homes that have just hit the market in the last 7 days, true or false? Are the new listings up or down from last week?
Oh, I'm gonna say down.
They're actually up this week.
Huh.
Yep.
Cool. That's good
They're
news.
they're up. We had 742 new homes hit the market this week.
Awesome.
So that's great. Last week, I think it was only about 700. So pretty good little uptick. All right, next question. Are the new pendings, these are homes that have gone under contract just in the last 7 days, comparing it to the previous week, are the new homes that have gone under contract up or down this week?
We'll say up.
Correct. Number one. Won it right. So, all right, 1 and 1. Yes, we are. We're up. So, new pendings, 1,206 this week. Last week was only 1,038. So, a lot more homes going on under contract, which is just starting to tell everybody that the buyers are coming out. I think this whole COVID-19, people are starting to, they're able to afford a mask or the protective gear. But I don't know. I think this is all kind of chilled out. All this realtors have figured out a way to keep our clients safe, keep them feeling comfortable, for one, about walking into a house. I mean, you and I, it's been a huge thing for us to just communicate to our clients what's going on so that they're fully informed and can really feel good about this. And so I think everybody out there, all you realtors, you're doing a great job.
Work. Keep it up.
Keep it up. Pendings are up. All right. Question number 3. This is the most expensive home, top priced home that went under contract last week. Okay. The most expensive home that went under contract last week, this is multiple choice. Is it either over $1 million, over $2 million, over $3 million, or was it over $4 million? The most expensive home to go under contract last week. 1 million, 2 million, 3 or 4?
I'll say just over 2 million.
Just over 2? Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
It's actually just over 1.
Wow. Okay.
So the most expensive home to go under contract last week in our market was 1.45. So $1,450,000.
Cool.
Okay. Question.
Luxury market's a little different right now.
Yeah, luxury market is a little different right now. Takes a little bit slower. It's not as many. Like I told somebody the other day, we'll probably never have a show called $1 Million Listing Indianapolis.
Yeah.
We just don't have that many. It'd be a boring show. We'd have like 1 episode. All right. Anyways, the lowest priced home to go under contract this week in the last 7 days, the lowest priced, was it under, here's your 4 options. Was it under 30,000? Was it under 20,000? Was it under 10,000 or was it under $5,000? Lowest price sold.
Under 5,000.
Under 5,000? Close. Close. It was actually just under 10,000.
Really?
The lowest priced home to go under contract last week was $8,900.
Dang. I bet she's a gem.
I bet she's a beauty.
Yeah.
It's in an up and coming market.
Yeah.
It backs up to the highway and faces the prison, but guys, the market's going up over here. Put a fenced in backyard, a little canopy, you'll never hear it.
Privacy fence, you'd be fine.
Yeah. Okay, here's the last question for you. This is Price is Right rules, okay?
Okay.
So you can't go over.
Okay.
Closest without going over. What was, and this is just Indianapolis. All the other stats have been talking about central Indiana as a whole, but just Indianapolis, Marion County, okay? So cutting out Hamilton County and all that stuff. Marion County was the average, what was the average price of a sold home last month? Or right now, what would be the average, what's the average sale price of a home in Marion County?
Marion County. I'm going to say 167.5.
167.5. Well, you didn't go over, but it's 175.
Oh, okay.
So pretty close. I guess that game makes more sense if you had people competing.
Yeah. I win either way, right?
Well, Seth, you got 3 out of 5 correct.
Sweet.
So, guess what you're walking away with here today, Seth? You are
Oh,
walking away with your very own brand new set of steak knives.
sweet.
Give it
All
up for
right.
Seth Catron, everybody. Thanks again for playing.
Yes. Awesome. I'll take it.
All right. Thanks for playing. We'll get caught up on some more stuff next week. But next, why don't you get us caught up on what's going on with the music, entertainment, and sports scene?
Yeah. So I saw a couple of stories that caught my eye this week. So in the music section of this thing, Wu-Tang Clan has come out with their very own hand sanitizer.
What?
Yeah, dude. I'll post a picture on here. You gotta see it. But it's part of they've launched a new collection. It's called A Better Tomorrow collection. And it's a line of products that are going to benefit the Ottawa Food Bank, Ottawa Mission Foundation, and the Children's Hospital of Eastern Ontario. So all their products are going to go to a really good cause. It's called Protect Your Hands sanitizer.
Yes.
It's a plant-based vegan hand sanitizer with a citrus scent. And it was made in collaboration with a skincare company called Jusu. I think that's how you pronounce it. But for every purchase of this hand sanitizer, Wu-Tang Clan is going to give another bottle of hand sanitizer to either the Ottawa Mission Foundation or some of the homeless shelters around that area.
Wow.
So just
That's cool.
pretty awesome.
You know, that's a kind of a brilliant thing on their part. You know,
Yeah.
as musicians are damn near out of a job right now, they've really started coming up with a way to
Creative.
make some lemonade out of these lemons.
Dude, I'm buying some. So I'm gonna try to get some before our next episode, and I'll tell you how it is. But I thought that was really cool.
Well, and that's the name of the game right now, is to just like adapt, try to figure out a new way. And so kudos to them, man.
I know. Well, they're always adapting, and they're super creative, and I don't know. I just thought that was awesome.
Yeah.
But a really crazy story that I found this week in the racing world. One of my favorite race car drivers. His name's BJ Baldwin. He's a two-time winner of the Baja 1000. And I don't know if you ever watched the Baja 1000.
I'm not sure.
It's the craziest race on the planet, and it usually takes, I think, 14 days. It's the big monster Kamaz trucks.
Oh yeah.
With like the dirt bikes and the four-wheelers and the Can-Ams and the side-by-side. So it's a crazy race. I think they had like 500 drivers in the last Baja 1000.
Wow.
So he's won it twice. I'll maybe post a picture of his truck. He drives the trophy trucks. Amazing driver. Just does some crazy shit with his truck.
Those trucks are cool, man.
Yeah. But so this was exactly a month ago, actually. Him and his girlfriend were in Las Vegas, and they went into, it was like nighttime, and they're hungry, and so the only place they could find some food was the In-N-Out Burger. So they went, grabbed a bite to eat at the In-N-Out Burger, and they were sitting there in the parking lot kind of catching up on some emails and the social meds. And two guys come walking up, like almost running at him with handguns pointed at him. And his girlfriend was like, do you see this? And within seconds, he pulls his gun out, and BJ Baldwin, he's kind of known for he's a very advocate kind of guy for carrying, doing concealed carry.
Yeah.
He trains a lot, so he's big into that personal protection world, I guess you could say. And he's kind of a badass with a pistol. So as soon as he saw that going down, he pulled his gun out. The other guys started shooting at him, and so he returned fire. They said he fired over 10 rounds, and all of them hit his target. The one guy fled, and the other guy that was in front, we wound up dying, and shot and killed him.
Why were these people running at him?
Apparently, they these two guys tried to buy a gun in some place that was like right next to that parking lot, and were pissed because they couldn't buy a gun. And so they apparently went and grabbed guns from home and were going back all pissed off, and just happened to see them. And I guess they were going to try to steal the car as a getaway car, but it didn't work out.
Oh my gosh.
Finally caught the other brother. I think he had a wound. I think he got hit once, but he survived. And when the police caught up to him, he just confessed to the whole thing. And he goes, it was total self-defense. I'm not pressing charges, and our family's not pressing charges. We're so sorry, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, just a crazy story. Again, he's one of my favorite race car drivers of all time. So when I saw that, I was glad that he was able to kind of step up and protect himself. But he was like, guys, like, the shit happens, and sometimes you got to protect yourself and your family, and so you got to get trained. The cops said that every shot hit its target.
Wow.
So that was crazy.
That was crazy.
But then, as I kind of started getting into some other sports news, it looks like some sports are starting to open up. They're talking about getting baseball, basketball, football, hockey all back up and going. So they're still trying to kind of put some rules into place. They're really not going to be having, sports with fans in the stands. But so they're trying to figure out how to kind of proceed with the new COVID.
Everybody's trying to figure it out.
Well,
Still.
so baseball, Major League Baseball's kind of come up with something. So right now they've got some manuals out that are kind of mapping out how players are supposed to conduct themselves. So when they're sitting in dugouts, they're gonna have to completely change their dugouts. Apparently, any ball that gets touched by multiple players is just going to get discarded. So who knows how many baseballs are going to go through in a game?
It's baseball stock. Invest into whoever's Wilson or whoever's making the baseballs now.
But they're going to get rid of the water coolers. It's been a tradition that they have big buffets set up in the locker rooms after the games. That's going to go away. They're going to provide single packaged meals afterwards. Sounds like it's going to be like a little league game. You're kind of getting like juice boxes and an orange or something. They're no longer going to be allowed to spit. So no chewing.
Oh my God.
No sunflower seeds, which I don't know. I mean, I think those baseball players that are used to doing the sunflower seeds, it's kind of like a thing they have to do.
Well, you and I were athletes, played soccer and wrestled. Like even on the soccer pitch, man, where you're spitting, you're snot rocketing, you got to keep the airways, clean so you're breathing good.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh, it's going to be so hard. Red card for spitting.
They're saying that no more friendly banter on or off the bases. Obviously, no showering, and basically the locker rooms, you can store some stuff in there, but they're not going to be having meetings in there or do anything like that.
That's crazy.
So it's going to be weird. We'll still be able to watch some of these games, but there's one guy who said that the good thing is it may speed up the baseball games a little bit.
Yeah, it could.
So. And really the last thing I wanted to mention again is just get on the IMS, IndianapolisMotorspeedway.com website. All weekend long, they're going to be having stuff for us race fans since they're not doing the race this year. But that's really it for the sports and entertainment world.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of rolls into the next little segment. Let's get caught up on kind of what's going on with the restaurant scene. I know in local business here in Indianapolis. So happens to be on Carb Day. Indianapolis is reopening all of their restaurants. Well, kind of, right?
Yeah.
So the way that I think they've got it written is outdoor dining only for the most part. So businesses are starting to get pretty damn creative, I think. Restaurants are starting to put out barricades all down Mass Ave. I think they're putting out barricades to create more outdoor seating. I mean, and that's
rid of the parking spots.
Yeah, right where the parking spots are. Businesses are starting to bring out tents, and I mean, they're just getting really creative and trying to figure out ways to create more outdoor dining. As it stands right now, only restaurants are allowed to have outdoor dining. the way that it reads is it's also supposed to follow social distancing. I don't know how they're going to do that, but the district tap, I think, is talking about taking over their parking lot and just expanding into the parking lot, doing massive tailgate parties. So I think for the restaurants that are out there that have these kind of strip mall parking lot, a lot more parking right there in front, I think those guys are going to be able to be pretty damn successful and creating some extra, outdoor seating. I think some of the more urban restaurants where you got a little bit of a sidewalk and that's about it, I think, unfortunately, they probably will struggle a little bit, but it's, you're able to get back out, go into these restaurants. The social distancing part, I'm guessing that the tables have to be 6 feet apart.
Well, did you hear about this? I don't know what business it is or where it was, but I saw a little news article about this restaurant as they made their own tables to like keep people from getting closer than 6 feet. Have you seen that? It's kind of, they look exactly like, that thing that you put the babies in that like holds them in place, and they got like the seat and the rollers, and that's exactly what it is for adults. It's basically like sitting in a big donut. It's on wheels. They can kind of roll over to each other. I'll have a picture right here.
Oh, this is going to spark so many different new restaurant ideas, or like bring back like the old Sonic. Remember when they would like roller skate up to your car and you just ate in your car? Like I could see those coming back.
Totally.
You know what? One of my favorite
Dog and
restaurants.
Suds. Didn't they do that?
Yeah, Dog and Suds.
Yeah.
One of my favorite restaurants of all time, something that Dad used to take us to back in the day. For those of you who have lived in Broad Ripple long enough, you'll remember the 10 Star.
Yeah, I remember the 10 Star.
Remember the 10 Star? And it was an old jail setup.
Yeah, it was cool.
You walk in, you walk downstairs into a kind of an old style jail, and they put you in jail and shut the bars and fed you through like a little window, like just like if you were in jail.
Yeah.
So I could see something like that coming back, I could see there being like quarantine themed restaurants starting to pop up where it's like that, where they like throw you into a glass cage with a couple air holes, and they serve you with like those gloves, attached to the glass kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or like the hibachi. They have like a hibachi guy behind glass, but he sticks his arms through I don't know. I could see some things happening like that, but like what are servers gonna do? Are they gonna wear hazmat suits? Oh, an astronaut themed restaurant where all the servers wear like the full on astronauts?
There you go.
Okay. We should start a restaurant.
Yeah. I have a bar called Biohazard where they all wear like the.
Yeah.
All right. We have to keep brainstorming on this.
Yep. I like it. So Indianapolis, I think it's a good day for them. We'll see how things go. So guys, get out, support, be safe. But it's going to be really interesting to see how creative some of these restaurants get.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, that's it for local stuff.
Okay.
Seth, you want to get us caught up on some epic DIY fails?
Yeah, so let's wrap things up with some DIY fails. I found some pretty decent ones. I was kind of on an interior remodeling kick this week, and so I'll show you some of the interesting ones that I found. Some of the sad ones. Kind of a sad stuff here. That one I just.
Oh my God.
Pretty bad. That's pretty
bad, guys.
Yeah.
Too bad.
I mean, it didn't take long to figure out that you did it wrong, but.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, even if like the door wasn't on and you were just like putting the handle on, like say the door was like laying down and you were putting the handle on, you still would have
you would still have to know where the bolt and the strike plate and fired.
Yeah, you're fired.
Fired.
This one's just gross. I mean,
wow.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that was a early 1900s home where all the walls and floors are all jacked and rocking and rolling and wonky.
Nothing square.
Oh yeah, that's a custom corner right there.
Thick coats of plaster from years and years of people redoing it.
You know, they make a rubber trim that they actually can
I
use
know.
to bend into there. Come on, guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Or you just kind of, it wouldn't be hard. I mean, they could have at least slathered some caulk on it and
Yeah, it
painted it up, but
could have been done a little bit better.
somebody put a lot of work into that.
I probably could have done it better.
Yeah.
Give me a shim and a cigarette butt, and I can make it look better than that.
Some more interior.
Oh my god.
It was just freaking terrible.
Oh my god. Get out of here. You're fired.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it looks like they nailed it down. Like that's the final product, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
I don't know what's going on there.
That's just horrible. It's like you tried to make it look like shit.
Yeah. You can tell like this piece here, it looks like they split it trying to drive a nail through there to mount it on the wall.
Yeah.
And it goes, screw it. I'm finished. I'm done with this project. But that one's terrible. And then the final one, just
Interesting.
he tried.
Interesting. Is that regular? Is that door mold or
I mean, I guess you could use it for baseboard,
baseboard?
but they must have had just some scraps lying
Oh
around.
my gosh.
Yeah, terrible.
Even the caulking job.
I said the caulk job around there.
Oh my gosh.
But they didn't caulk the top seam. Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're about out of trim, guys. Just go with it. They'll never notice.
I'll never notice. It better be in a closet somewhere.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you guys are considering doing some remodeling and you got some questions, Seth and I are here for you. We got 13 years of construction experience together, 26 years, that's how you do math, of experience. We've built houses from the ground up. We've done every bit of remodeling you can think of. So if you guys have questions, shoot us some questions. If you guys want, follow us. We've got an awesome YouTube page going where we've got plenty more of these great videos, lots of awesome interviews. So thanks again for being a part of our latest episode. This is Catching Up with the Catrons.
Yeah, so stay tuned for next week. Have a safe Memorial Day, and we'll see you guys soon.
Happy Carb Day, bro.
Have a Carb Day.
Catch you later.
See you later.